Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sessions with Kat. We're here. It's another week. It's a beautiful day, and we're going through another deck, and we're going to chit chat about whatever the fuck Spirit wants me to tell you about. So here we are. This is the deck we're going to be going through today. However, before we get into that, I want to tell you guys that come August 1st, all of my pricing is going back up. Okay? That is what Spirit wants me to do, and you'll understand why when I tell you the next comment. But August 1st, all of my pricing goes back up. That includes the readings, the healing blankets, the energy sessions, any of my counseling, like my package deals. All the pricing is going back up. Right now, like this is how low it is right now. You can get 3 sessions with me, 3-hour-long sessions with me for a total of $175. And I thought that I was like, okay, Spirit, like that's super low, because I normally charge for the little, open sessions for an hour. It is $108 an hour. So that's kind of a hell of a deal, truth be told. So like right now, like, so if you want to book in advance, you can do that. But you got till July 31st to do that, because come August 1st, when I wake up in the morning, all those prices will be changed. So y'all better book now, or even if you want to gift it for somebody, you can do that too. Just let me know on my email, and all my info will be in the description box, so just pay attention to that. And just so you guys know, if you haven't watched the previous videos, the prices went down because Spirit told me, listen, y'all got this inflation thing going on, especially with gas prices, and people need to live. Lower your prices. So I lowered them. They've been low for quite some time. Okay? And now, given that come next month is my 20-year anniversary of being in business, Spirit was like, okay, your prices can go back up. So what they're going to go to, Spirit will tell me at that moment. However, they're going to be higher than what they are now. Okay? So if you got questions about pricing, let me know. I will send you my current list of pricing, and we all can go from there. The only thing that really doesn't change is candle work, because that price depends on the candle and the amount of work that I have to put into it. So that's the only thing that's still variable. Everything else has a set price, and it will change come August 1st. So I will post that on Instagram too, so everybody gets the memo. So that being said, y'all, August, my birthday, marks my 20-year anniversary of being in business. 20 years. 20 years. 20 years. Oh, we're going through this deck, the Aboriginal Ancestral Wisdom by Mel Brown. If you watched any of my previous videos, you would have seen 4 decks from her that I currently have. I now have up to 6. We'll go through the other decks some other video, but this is the one we're going through because the colors in this box, y'all, look at it. The texture on it. I love it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. But yeah, y'all, 20 years. 20 whole years. The book's in color. That's wonderful. I like that. That's good. That's good, because it makes it easy for you to find the card that you're looking for, because it looks like they're in different colors, different patterns. So that's pretty cool. So if you like to use the book, there you go. Yeah, y'all, 20 years. And this has been a hell of a journey, let me tell you. Let me tell you, these are the backs of the deck. This deck's hella shiny, FYI. But it look like it'll shuffle good. So if you like to riffle shuffle like I do, or even a side shuffle, it look like it'll shuffle pretty good. But yeah, so y'all, 20 years. 20 years I've been doing this, and it's been a hell of a journey. And let me tell you, when I first started, I honestly thought I was going to fall flat on my face. I really did. I was like, bitch, you was not going to make it. I set the bar low. And I think, that humbled me. because like I didn't want to be like egotistical or anything like that. I FYI, these cards have a reversal in it. Okay, which if you want an oracle deck that has reversals on it, this might be a good one for you. It's like this is the good part, that's the bad part. Easiest way to say that. But like the good and the bad, the ugly, and the balance in between. I like that. I do like that. But I set the bar low for myself. I really told myself, like, girl, what you think you're doing, right? I started off 20 years ago almost with holding a women's Bible study group. I didn't have a church, so you all know that I am a reverend. I've been a reverend since I was 18. Okay, I became ordained at the age of 18, and this was after losing my son. I said, all right, let's do this, right? So I went and became a reverend. I studied hard as hell. And I did it, and then I started a women's group. It was a women's group for women who, that's the key word right there, frustrated with the church, okay? And I did this. So literally, it was for women who were frustrated, and I did my best to encourage them. So I'm liking these cards already. And I started with that. It was a small group. It was nothing major, and it was donation only, okay? It was donation only because I didn't feel right just taking people money, but I allowed them to donate, and whatever they donated, I put it towards something. I used to just go ahead and donate it and then give them the tax write-off for it, right? I started there. Then when I got out of college, I started working for a trucking company in accounts receivable. And then I took a little twist to business. I also started doing personal finance. I still do that. Like for those who know that I do that, well, now y'all know. I started with personal, like after the women's study group, Bible study group. And just so y'all know, I still do that from time to time. I only focus on the women in the Bible because they don't get enough attention. That's the proper attention is what I mean. That's just me, okay? Don't judge me, judge your mama. And I started doing personal finance and also working for a trucking company. Then I left the trucking company and I went to an automotive company. Was there for 7 years of my life. I enjoyed the work that I did. I didn't enjoy the stress that came with it, and neither did my body, which is why it tried to, take me out the game. And forgive the noise. Someone just rolled by with a motorcycle or a Mustang. There's like a lot of those around here. But I left there and I went into business full time. I was doing healing, shamanic healing. I was doing Reiki. I was doing readings. I was doing counseling. You name it. I was still doing finance. I was still doing Bible study. I was doing it all. I didn't advertise much of that because, well, I didn't need to. A lot of who were coming to me was by word of mouth. Or if they walked into the building that I had shared with previous, business owners, they would, come to me because they felt called to work with me. And that's typically how I do things. So if you ever, meet me at an event, know that I'm not going to go, hey, you want a reading? I'm going to be sitting there and minding my ever-loving business. I will smile at you. If you feel so inclined to talk to me, that's how I do it. I don't ever just, I don't even have big-ass advertising signs because it's just foolish to me. I don't know. It just seems foolish to me. I figure if a person want to read, and they're going to go to whoever they feel comfortable with, and they should do that. That's just me, okay? Side note, I love the switch in colors. Okay, we just went through all the blue ones, and now we in this very gorgeous, like, yellow goldish color. I'm here for it. I'm here for all the colors. If you know me, you know why I like all the colors. Anywho, so yeah, so I went into business full time, and this was all in Michigan before I got, came down here to South Carolina. And looking back, I never set the bar too high for myself. There are a lot of business owners out there, and I guess this is what Spirit wants me to talk about. So for those of you who are looking to start your own business, whatever it may be, okay, so I'm gonna like generalize this information. Don't set that bar too high, right? If you short like me, cause y'all, I am 5'4". You short like me, do not set that bar at 6'7". Don't set that bar at 7'2". Don't set that bar so high that you can't get it. It's like getting on the monkey bars at the park, and you trying, and your arm, your wingspan between your swings and whatnot, and you can't catch that next bar. Don't do that to yourself, okay? And that is something I learned very early on as I watched people fail, okay? And I realized, like, yes, failure is inevitable. If you're meant to fail in that aspect, you will do it. Does it mean you'll stay there? No. It just means that's not the arena you should be in. You learned, move on to the next, right? But I learned that when you set that bar too high, failure is inevitable, right? And expect the unexpected. Let me tell you, like, expect the unexpected in business. If you just expect what you think, like, say you going into like a restaurant or some type of business like that, right? And they tell you, oh, expect this and expect that. Expect the unexpected, truthfully, because you don't know what the hell can happen. Right? I don't care how many readers you go to. You just don't know what can happen because anything can change in a moment, right? So I had to learn that very quickly just from watching, business partners, watching friends, watching family. Like, I watched people fail, and I was like, well, what could I learn from that? And how could I apply it to my business? And so I learned to expect the unexpected. And it kept me with an open mind so that when something unexpected happened, I wasn't pissed off. I just let it, I just went with it, right? I didn't have to be angry. I didn't have to, get a headache or suffer. I was able to flow effortlessly through those challenges because I expected the unexpected. Right? When you expect something, you're holding it to a standard, and those expectations lead to frustrated desires. And then guess what? You get all pissed off, angry, and you just want to throw everything away. I never wanted to throw everything away. That is until my little brother died. Not my dad, my little brother. Because when my dad passed, my little brother was like, yo, you got to keep going. When my little brother died, I was like, who gonna tell me to keep going? You know what I mean? Like, it was different. Now, I know y'all over here like, bitch, you a medium. You can hear them. I can, but it's different when you can't see them. Like, you can't touch them, I mean. I can see them. I can hear them. I can't touch them, right? They're not physically in front of me, if that makes sense. But you have to learn to expect the unexpected and roll with it. Don't be a sore loser, right? The other thing, too, is this. And it's not the egoic confidence. It's that confidence that says, I know my shit, so it's whatever. That type of confidence. Because you want to, it's authentic confidence, if that makes sense. You want people to see the real you. No sugarcoating. None of that other bullshit. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people come to me. Because I would straight up look you in the face and go, I know you fucking lying. And why the fuck was we talking about, or, this, that, and the third. Like, I will cuss you out in the nicest way. Okay? Be you. Be real. Be authentic. That we don't have enough of that in this world. So when people work with you, they be like, "Nah, she the shit," or "he the shit," or "they the shit," whatever pronoun you go by. You want people to know you by the real you. Doesn't mean you got to be their best friend. Mm-mm. It simply means that you are being the best version of you in that moment, because that's the real you. That's literally what it is. And I had to learn that very early on, after when I went into business full time. Okay, which leads me into the next part: money. So many business owners. This is a hard thing, because as someone who studied accounting and finance, right? People often ask me, like, as much as you know, why aren't your prices set like this, or so you can, because if you going into, like, this industry that I'm in, you gotta have a fallback. And by that I mean your business should be diverse. Okay, if you are running a gym or running a restaurant, you have to pay attention to the seasons that you're in, what happens during those seasons, and how people react to the different food, the different lineup. Or at the gym, when people aren't at the gym, you can tell them what to do to kind of get a workout with these, with the way the weather changes or whatever. You have to look at the seasons of your industry, right? So if that means looking at your competitors in a learning type of way, do that, right? Because you want to ensure that you're not setting this bar really high in the beginning, like, oh, I'm gonna make this much. Knowing good and well, you got to get started. In the first 3 years of business, you breaking even or taking a loss, depending on the type of business, right? You either breaking even or taking a loss. That's the first 3 years of business, right? Nowadays, first year and a half. But typically, like, if you give it a worst case scenario, the first 3 years, you are taking some sort of loss. If you can make it past that year and a half, 2 year mark, know that you're going to succeed. You're going to see it all the way through. You are going to see it through, no matter the setbacks, no matter this damn pandemic that hit everybody like a bat out of hell. Like, it's just, pay attention to that. Pay attention to the way you're utilizing your funds for your business, right? Is it going to the right areas, or are you just spending frivolously? Like, pay attention to that, right? Now, in my case, I can be full-time. I just don't know how to do that, because on my days where I don't have clients, and most of my clients are in the evening, so I need something to do during the day. Right? And everybody's like, oh, you can maintain a website. I don't even like having a website. You can ask my business partner. I fucking hate having a website, because I don't like maintaining. I don't like updating. Fuck all that noise, right? But here's my Instagram page. I'll post for you, right? I'll send out a monthly newsletter, but I'm not maintaining no business page. And most of my business is by word of mouth, or when I'm at events. So I focus on those two things more so than anything else. But I need something to do during the day, so I work part-time somewhere. That's my personal choice, right? And you should know that there's nothing wrong with doing that, because where I work part-time pays the bills for the house, right? Like, when I'm speaking as if I was still back in Michigan. Okay, where I work part-time pays the bill for the house. My business pays for itself, right? That money just flows right back into the business, right? That's how I have it set up. And understand that there's nothing wrong with that. And I still run my business full time, right? When I need to do events, I do events, right? The part-time job is just that. It's a part-time job. I'm not obligated to stay there forever, right? In my soul, I'm obligated to do the work that I do forever. if that makes sense. So it's okay if you have to have like a part-time job or some other side hustle, whatever you do, right? Whether it's some type of craft or whatever, you can do that. It's like me. Like, that's why there's so many branches to, like, so many different services and products to my business, right? You know, I have healing blankets. I do different types of energy work. I do the counseling. I do the financial services. Like, there's so much that goes into all of those things, but it's all tied back to me, the authentic part of me, genuinely wanting to offer whatever I can to people, right? Whatever I feel that I'm, advanced in, so that I can assist other people. It's okay, right? If you need to branch out your business, branch it out, right? If you need a side hustle, do that, right? Do that, right? Like, you don't want to walk around like this. You don't. You want to be brave enough to say, yeah, if I fail, I still got it though, right? You're not afraid to learn all the lessons that you need to learn in that first year and a half to 3 years. And then as you move forward, everything you learned in those first 3 years, let's just keep it simple. The first 3 years, everything that you learn there, you start applying throughout business. And you learn to flow with the wave of society, like, the economy, I should say, the ups and downs of inflation. Like me, I had to drop all my prices. I did not want y'all going broke and needing assistance. That something about that didn't sit right with me, and it didn't sit right with spirit, so I dropped my prices for that reason. Okay, but now that it's just me, spirit's like, okay, you hitting 20 years, I'm gonna need you to raise your prices back. On top of that, the economy is doing what it can to level out, and I'm like, all right, they're showing me things, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start raising the prices. That's fine. They're like, yeah, August 1st. And I'm like, okay, so you learn to roll with whatever spirit has to tell you, or whatever your guides have to tell you, or whatever your reader has to tell you, or whoever you go to, right? You learn to go with that type of flow. You learn to be better for you and your business, or whatever goal you have set, okay? This can apply to any goal as well. And also, I will say this. Learn which moon cycle, where the moon sits for you, that you are the most energetic, the most powerful, the most in tune with yourself, in alignment with yourself. Learn that for yourself, okay? That's going to be the key to doing whatever healing work, divination work, whatever, for yourself, your goal, whatever, because you can tap into that type of power. I've been doing that since day one. Okay. So yeah, like, that's really the I guess the gist of today is just that, over 20 years of doing this, right? Like, I shouldn't say over, almost 20 years of doing this next month. I've learned all of that. And all of that to say that if I can still be here and not give up, right? And continue going and keep going and doing all the things, my crafting, my, making blankets and doing root work and candle work, they're all tied together, but making teas and other tinctures and whatnot, on top of the healing work, on top of the readings, on top of, counseling and whatnot. If I can still be, I'm still here after 20 years, all right? I'm only 37, right? I'll be 38. For 20 years. If I can still do this, so can you. And it don't matter that you starting late. It doesn't. It's the fact that you started. It is the fact that you have started. Is you started doing something for you, right? That's in alignment with who you are and where you'd like to be and what you'd like to do. It's the fact that you started. It's the fact that you're gonna keep going, right? I'm rooting for you. You may not know me and I may not know you, but I'm rooting for you, right? I don't want to see anybody fail. I want to see us all succeed, right? I want to see us all do the damn thing, right? Let's see what this side shuffle look like. These cards are stiff, so I'm just letting them fall wherever they need to fall. Yeah, keep going. It don't matter that you starting at 30 or you starting at 35 or you starting at 42 or you starting at 60 or you starting at 70. Don't fucking matter. As long as you start and as long as you fucking keep going, right? Don't you dare let anybody tell you that, oh, you too old to do that or you too young to be doing that. No, the fuck you not. I started at 18, right? And look at that. This is our card. You're moving from being suppressed to awakening, right? So for those of you who have some goals in mind, who are ready to start some shit and do some shit, do that, right? I'm here for you, right? I'm rooting for you, right? This is what we doing, okay? And that's what it is. I mean, normally I'm talking about some other shit like mindfulness and whatnot, and all those things are important. All of those things are important as well as in business and any type of goal. But right now, with your goals, just be aware of yourself and be open to everything, right? So that you don't have to worry about being disappointed. Because there's no room for it. Because you expected the unexpected. And you never set the bar too high for yourself that you can't reach it. Right? Like, do whatever you got to do for you. And I know shadow work and all that shit is hard. I know, okay? That shit fucking sucks. But you have so many tools around you, right? You have people, you have cards, you have journals, you have art, you have things to help you work through all of those shadows. Just don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Throw that little pride aside, right? Don't be afraid to ask for help, especially if you don't know something, right? Ask for help, because you never know. That might guide you in the right direction and you end up, on top of everything. Right? Don't be afraid. Put your pride aside. That's the biggest lesson I've learned in business is don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for guidance, right? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of anything, really. The worst thing you need to fear is fear itself, because that sucker will eat you up inside, right? But I'd like to see all of y'all, succeed in whatever it is, right? Whether it's a personal goal, professional goal, whatever. I want to see everybody succeed. And there we have it, right? So that being said, August 1st, you'll get a newsletter. Prices go up. Comment below your favorite card. Or any comments, right? I'm open to whatever you guys have to say. And until the next video, stay hydrated, stay wonderful, live your extra best, entirely wonderful life, okay? And I wish you all the brightest of blessings. Bye.